there's been a big moment, a new era.
I heard about
of the Sidemen. Where did you hear about it at the match yesterday?
Yeah, so I was at the Arsenal-Liverpool game at the box, and Viz said that you mentioned it, and to see what JJ's mood's like.
Yeah.
But he arrived quite late.
Okay.
So I didn't get to talk to him but I talked to him at half time, and he was... But you got intro.
So basically, we have our card system, Sidemen, tally, whatever. We've explained that 10 million times. We had something that like reset a certain part of our analytics, and JJ replied to it and said like, oh, maybe we should just reset everything, like the tally and everything. And at first there was like a little bit of like why would we do that? And then so I was thinking, like, I backed him on it, and I was like, you know what? There's no difference between him being, 150 behind and 160 behind, because he missed like a year and a half or whatever. I was like, let's reset it and hold people accountable from now, because he doesn't have fights coming up. If he falls behind, he's slacking. He's not doing something else. So I was kind of like, I'm down. And bear in mind, by the way, I'm high up in most of them. I'm second on Reacts. If I get my videos for the More Sidemen time, I'm second on main channel. I'm like third on More Sidemen.
So it doesn't actually, like, you're saying that you're not low down, so it doesn't benefit
I'm not doing
you.
it. Yeah, I'm not doing it to benefit me.
Sure.
It actually benefits others way more than me.
Yeah.
But I backed JJ. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. See what happens. Like, we've got to keep switching stuff up. Otherwise, we're just going to get stuck in this rut and just repeat and whatever. So there's a long ongoing argument of like 2-3 days, like constant messages, and eventually like everyone chimed in. We had a vote and reset the tally. So now there's like a huge argument about it still, but
still going.
The vote's done.
Yeah.
So it's done.
Is there? And it has been reset. So on
it
the
has been reset. Yeah.
So is there a history of what it was?
We've archived it.
Okay.
But we're recording this on Monday.
Yeah.
So midnight last night was like the point where it all reset.
Nice. Did you all get in a call together and like put candles on and go?
No.
Okay, cool. So I'll tell you JJ's reaction. So to be fair, I actually think it's a good idea because of the fact that, as you said, so JJ was like, well, he was telling me, and he was like, well, obviously I had my fights, Ethan had his baby and stuff, so you took time off where to be fair, it actually is warranted. Like,
so the thing about that was, there was the conversation of like, oh, maybe we should just give JJ videos back because obviously the fight was benefiting the Sidemen. And I was like, yeah, but then you can't not give Ethan ones for having a baby because that doesn't benefit us view-wise or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's a very fair excuse.
Yeah, it's like literally.
So it's like, okay, now do you let Ethan off some videos? Do you I did more sometimes. Do you let me off video? Whatever. And the reason I asked about JJ's mood was because like he was so gassed in the chat. You could tell he was gassed, and then he went to the Arsenal match, and I was like, I want to know what he's like because it had only just happened like an hour before.
Yeah. So he said to me, he was like, well, no, I think he was chatting to Viz about it, and I was there, as well. And I think. Obviously, we're not trying to put people on blast here, but he goes, whenever I have an argument with Josh always wins, man. Or something like this. Or it's like, whenever I have an idea, Josh just shuts me down. Which, I don't know if it's true or not, but But then, so he was saying he was surprised that, like, it actually kind of went forward. Yeah. Because he was like, oh my God, it's actually happening. But to be fair, I think it's really good because say JJ is like 150 behind. Like you say, if he goes 10 more behind, he's not going to...
It makes no difference.
No difference. But also, he's not going to actually... hold himself accountable. Whereas I said to him though, I was like, just so you know, if you reset it, they're actually now going to hold you accountable though. He goes, yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Like now that's fair, which makes sense,
So more Sidemen. Josh was first. He was 128 behind.
Wow.
Reacts. Toby is first. He was 190 behind.
Wow.
So it's like he falls up 200 behind. No one cares.
It's like if you're late to a meeting, right? If you're like 5 minutes late, that's quite bad. But if you're 10 minutes late, that's quite bad still. But if you're like 3 hours late, the difference between being 3 hours late and 4 hours late is nothing at that point.
You're already like so far late.
Yeah. So I think it's a good thing.
What's to stop him falling 150 behind again and going, oh, guys, reset it again?
Because he's not boxing now.
So I think that was the argument was, okay, but if we know we're going to reset it every year, what's the point of it? But at this point, what's the point of it anyway? Because you can fall behind and nothing happens. Whereas the whole thing of falling behind, we've now set the precedent of like, we've spoken to Victor, for example, and said, someone's falling behind on more Sidemen, you tell them, you put it in the chat, put them on blast, say, JJ, you haven't done as many videos this week, you need to catch up. Like, make time yourself and film an extra 3 videos. And just calling people out a bit more. Because at the moment, it's like, I miss 4 sessions, ultimately it doesn't make a difference.
And also it's like why. So when you're 120 behind, it's like the why stops becoming a thing because it's like I'm just missing one, you know. Whereas like if it's reset and you because now if you miss one right now, that's 100% of your misses.
Yeah.
So it's like what did you do to miss that one session? It's like, oh, if I'm ill, okay, cool. But if you're ill, you got to catch it back, you know.
Yeah.
And right now, you know, there's no fight coming up. You know, Ethan's not having another baby as of right now. No, there's no plan. Well, I mean, there might be a plan.
Yeah,
but
we don't know.
We don't know. You know, so yeah, so right now it's like everyone, and also it's at a point where like it's a new year as well, and you guys have actually been putting some bangers out. So it's like, okay, how do we keep that going? And this could be an incentive to do that. So yeah, I'm all for it. Well, I don't have a say, but I'm like, sounds cool to me.
I mean, there are obvious arguments against it as well, but
yeah.
I was on the side of.
I'm coming to a SIDEMEN shoot today.
You are,
which is really, I also want to say, I've said it so many times. Thank you guys for being really nice about the vlogs because you mentioned it on Sidecast. Were you on that Sidecast?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you guys were gassing it up apparently. I saw Josh on stream gassing it up, and you know what I'm like when you guys clap me, I don't like it. So I'm getting too much praise right now.
Okay,
so you start hating.
I mean, the vlogs have got a bit shit recently.
Don't do that.
What do you want?
No,
do you want to be nice?
But have they been shit? You're just joking.
No, I'm joking. I
It
haven't
feels
watched
like
them.
your enthusiasm for him went down a little bit.
I haven't watched the last 2.
Yeah.
Me or him?
No, he's been serious now.
I'm
Sorry, wait.
I'm taking the piss.
Oh, okay,
I'm taking the piss.
Were you saying his enthusiasm?
Yeah.
I've done less of my
I mean,
like.
you were definitely your enthusiasm. It's not low. It's not even mid.
Yeah.
But like, I think you were definitely more enthusiastic in America.
Oh, that I was
But,
more like that was me actually battling myself.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I'm gonna go on some trips again. No, I mean, I'm enjoying them, and I know that. So someone we spoke about it on the podcast, I guess, and you were like, make sure you don't, you know, seek out videos, and then someone commented on this video right here where I went to a authentic Texas barbecue in London, and someone was like, oh, you're doing exactly what Simon said not to do. But I don't think you meant like that just took me an hour. I went to get some food in London.
Yeah, you had nothing on that day. You
Yeah.
went and got food. Like it's not. I mean, more like you're like, okay, what have I filmed all of today? It's 6 p.m. and I'm like, shit, I don't have a title. Freezy, I need to do a prank on you.
Yeah.
That is like more my thought.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get some food today, and that's a title, calm.
Of course, yeah. I would never do that anyway. And like, yeah, I was like, well, I did the Texas one where I went to one in America and at Bangs. I was like, there's one literally 15 minutes away from me. I was like, go and film that. It's actually really hard to like talk in public. I was putting in the chat, right? I was like, it's really weird in the UK to talk. In America, I felt so much more free to do it. But why did I bring this up?
You were talking about us talking on
SIDEMEN. No, so now I'm doing the vlogs. People keep inviting me to things to vlog, which is kind of cool. You know, Freezy's like, Freezy's like, come do a trip for one of his videos. And he's like, oh, also you can vlog the bits where I don't film, which is quite cool then. Because that's also like, I might not have gone if I didn't have the vlog side. You know, so now I can do both and everyone's happy. But then, so Josh, you guys are doing a SIDEMEN video, which is just coming after it. It's not out yet.
Next week's.
Okay, sure, yeah. But I can mention that I'm going on it at least, yeah. So Josh was like, oh, do you want to come? I can say that he's one of the ones where he's like he's a host.
We were I don't know where we were. We were filming something the other day and Josh was literally like, oh, I might invite Randy just to kind of, he can vlog, but he'll also just be with me because whenever we do those videos where he's host, he's on his own. Yeah. So he might as well have you with him. That creates more content for us, and then you can vlog and you get content.
Yeah, because he does like he dictates what you guys do, right? So you have the rules, and he was saying like technically he doesn't have to even be there. Like he could do it from home, but it's good for the video to be there.
It's definitely better for the video
for sure. Yeah, but I think he's just saying like in general, like I can vlog like us chilling and doing whatever we're doing, and then when it's time to him give you the rules for the video, then so I'm doing that. Cool.